Right, welcome everybody. I think we're live. I'll wait for you guys. I see Renee is here, Army Wife, and VKBF. Thank you guys for showing up early and for our live stream here. I have sitting beside me Sarah Boone, aka Tiffy Lou.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna go over the sort of hearing today that Sarah Boone had. The bad news is it's been delayed yet again.
Again, of course.
So September 8th, I believe they're going to have a status hearing, and then September 20th, and then he has set the trial.
You need to rephrase that.
Right.
That's what they have supposedly scheduled them to have.
That's on the docket. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the trial is scheduled
Yes,
for
there we go.
October 2nd, but we know Frankie Bankowitz hasn't been exactly on top of things, and I guess he supposedly just finished a murder trial or something like that.
Oh, so
And
other people hire him?
apparently,
Oh,
yeah. So he's
okay.
asking for a continuance of this. So
Well, what sucks about this
yeah,
is that it makes people sensitive to Sarah.
yeah,
And I don't think that's like even I feel bad for her.
yeah,
You
exactly. It
know,
makes her a sympathetic figure,
yes, yes.
and it. I guess it makes it a little less fun for us. But yeah, I mean, it sucks that she's been through six. I mean, a couple of them have essentially been her fault, but
But not all of
not
them.
all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she ends up with this guy, and he tried to get out of it. The judge said no,
And it's not no fault. It's to no fault of my
to
own,
no
as
fault
she
of
has
her
said in her
own.
letter. Oh, letter.
Tracy Tracy said, "I don't feel bad for her, not at all. It's her own fault." Yep.
Well, it's her own fault that she's in jail.
Yeah.
It's not entirely her own fault that she hasn't been able to go to trial. As we've read from all of her letters, she's been desperately attempting to have a trial.
Yeah, and I would feel a little bad for her if she'd just shown a little bit of remorse
Oh, well,
one
she
time.
not intentional, puppy.
Not intentional. Yeah, right. What about Jorge? Nobody. She never. I mean, can you just say, like, even if you don't admit to guilt, you could say, "I'm really sorry this happened to George."
Right, right, right. Or I'm sorry this happened even to his family and so forth. Yeah, but no,
All right.
no.
So we're gonna play that for you. It looks like you guys can probably hear us, so we're gonna start that clip in just a moment. Then we're gonna talk about. I don't know if you guys have heard of the YouTuber Zav Girl, and I actually used to subscribe to her.
It's so like you.
Yeah, so but her deal is she she charged people on Patreon for photos of Gannon Stout's autopsy. So his body and everything
Oh,
that
that is
happened to him.
horrifying.
She said she got it all in one lump and sent it out to reviewers, but it's really hard to get past that. She charged $3 to see a little boy, you know,
Beaten.
eaten.
Yeah.
So, and then we're going to talk about Courtney Clenny, the OnlyFans girl who looks like she murdered her boyfriend, Christian Obumseli. So, anyway, let's go to let's go to Sarah here and see what she had to say. She's talking to Judge Wooten. She's already been in. They've already said we're going to continue the trial. And but she has something to say.
Of course she does.
I had previously sent you a letter, and it has not been uploaded, but it was made an announcement to the courtroom during my pretrial that you do have it, and I was wondering why and if it will be uploaded, because I have another copy of it that I would like to hand deliver to you today.
I don't know why it has not been uploaded. I'll have to talk to my JA about that. If you want to give me another copy, that's fine.
Yes, please.
All right, go ahead and just tender it to one of the deputies. And actually, any objection if I just have the clerks scan it here in open court?
Yes, please. And do I normally get a copy? I haven't gotten one. I'm sorry.
Well, it'll be filed in the case.
If it's uploaded, Judge, I can make a copy and take it to him.
Okay, all right,
Yes, please. If that would be okay, I would like to have that one uploaded. It's revised.
okay. And what I had directed my judicial assistant was to disclose this to the attorneys. Again, to a great extent, when I read the original, you've covered a great deal of ground that we've covered in open court on multiple occasions about the method and manner of communication. Having read the original letter, I did not believe there was any additional action that I needed to take, which is why I didn't take any action on that letter. All right? So to be filed, Ms. Boone will be returned to the Orange County Jail pending further order of the court.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And there she goes, walking on out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Uh,
How adorable is it that her handcuffs are pink? I mean,
oh yeah, you
like,
noticed
who
that.
knew they had fashion statements for handcuffs in prison? I mean, I knew for like sexy time, but you know.
Yeah, you have a pair of pink handcuffs somewhere, I think. But, yeah, Tracy said uploaded for all to see. Is that what she's wondering? I'm beginning to wonder because in her last letter, she said, shout out to all my supporters.
Yeah,
So she's clearly aware of people's obsession
I
with,
want that letter now.
yeah,
And we need to keep our eyes peeled because as soon as that thing is available,
yeah.
I got to get my hands on that.
Yeah, as soon as we're gonna
Yeah.
have Sarah Boone here read it as soon as that's done, and then we'll upload it to you. But so it's kind of a consolation prize. I mean, the trial's being delayed again, but we are expecting a letter probably in the next few days. I don't know.
Oh, I hope sooner than that. Maybe
Yeah.
tonight, tomorrow. I mean,
Hey, who knows with her prodding to get it uploaded? You know.
she
You
has
know.
an additional copy. Maybe we can just call.
That's true. And Renee had mentioned her haircut as
Oh,
well.
I know, Renee, dude. I saw that today, and I was like, it looks like that's how I cut my dad's hair, and I used to just shave it off. Like all they did was take clippers, shave across the bottom. It's just the ugliest thing I've ever seen, and her hair didn't look great to begin with, and she managed to make it look worse.
I mean, it's a prison barber,
I
but they're
get it, but let it grow, dude.
yeah,
Let it grow.
yeah. Let it grow.
Get a scrunchie.
Yeah, so I think that's all with our Sarah Boone updates. Again, October 2nd, if all the stars align, is when the trial will start. But I don't see that happening.
No.
You have anything else on Sarah? Sarah?
I am a little excited though. Like, okay, so her pre-trial's on the 20th of September. We are actually flying into Orlando, Florida on the 20th of September for CrimeCon.
That's right.
I don't know how many of you guys are going to CrimeCon or whatever, but we will be there and we're super excited. And I was sort of hoping, oh, is there any way it'll turn around and she'll be possibly tried in the same week? And of course, that's not at all going to happen while we're there.
Yeah.
But we will be able to, I don't know, we'll be in her aura.
Yeah, I mean,
You
we'll be
know?
on the airplane when the hearing is going on.
Yeah.
But,
So
we'll
we
s-
will miss all of
Yeah.
it.
But
Yay.
we'll find it when we get there. All right. So moving on, and this one's kind of sad. This is how many of you in the chat, if any of you, know who Zav Girl is? I used to be a subscriber to her, and you know, she came up in 2018, I think it was, and she was one of the YouTubers that got her start pretty much with the Chris Watts case. So
Like everyone else.
like everyone else.
Except us, of
So
course.
all you had to do at that point was set up a camera and talk about Chris Watts. I would watch anything about Chris Watts. So I started watching her, started watching a couple other people, and you know, I just couldn't get enough. And that was 2018 YouTube, you know.
The
So
olden days.
the olden days. So she's been a pretty solid. I haven't seen any of her stuff in like the last year, but I mean she was kind of interesting, you know, and she'd have people on sometimes, but you know, she'd talk about cases and whatever. But okay, so here we go. the Gannon Stout case, we did an episode about it. The 10-year-old boy that was murdered by the evil stepmother,
Yeah.
Letitia
Oh,
Stout.
yeah, of course.
Um, Renee, thank you very much. She sent us $1.99
Oh,
on.
awesome.
You're awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you, Renee.
that is so grateful.
You've been here for every single event we've done, I think. So that really means a lot to us. Thank you. Um, so yeah, she has had a burgeoning channel. I think she's got over 85,000 subs now or something. And I started watching her. I was one of the original
Oh,
1,000.
aren't
Thank
you
you
like
very
a
much.
big
But
deal? Okay.
so fast forward to 2023, and she
Neither had I, Renee, until she mentioned it the
yeah.
other day.
So she had a Patreon, and she was charging $3 a month for exclusive content, whatever. We all do that. But she requested the files from the Gannon Stout case. She said she was looking for like interviews with Letitia or some shit like that. But what she ended up doing was giving people access to all of the discovery in the trial, and but also with that discovery were very graphic photos of Gannon Stout's autopsy. So essentially, she was charging $3 admission to see a mutilated little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and there have been a number of I don't know how many of you have seen lately, but a number of pretty interesting and entertaining YouTube apologies lately. And YouTube apologies always kind of look the same, and she's got one too. But this is sort of a non-apology
I was
apology.
just gonna say, how apologetic is it? You know?
When you're a true crime YouTuber, even with 80,000 subs, when you make the national freaking news,
Yeah.
when you make the national news cycle, you know you've effed up. So the mainstream media has picked this up, and so she got a lot of shit for it. And at first she said, well, she kind of hemmed and hawed, but then she put out this apology video, and it kind of went over like a lead balloon. So we'll watch this. We might pause it in between, but tell us what you think of this one.
And if you're listening to this, then you likely know about the last few days. I want to apologize to everyone I've hurt, but especially Cannon's family. I've been doing some major soul searching and reflecting. There are many trying to define my motivations, and while I'm not looking for forgiveness or trying to make excuses, I do hope to provide additional context that has not been made clear. I have followed the Letitia Stout case closely, and it was actually during the trial that I made the official records request. And it was
It looks like she's reading. Did she write this beforehand? Or
Yeah.
is she speaking from her heart?
It does look like she's at least made notes. So
Yeah.
there we
Okay.
go.
in El Paso County, Colorado. I requested all the video, audio, and written records. I made no request for autopsy photos. I wanted all the trial records, but my main interests were interviews with Letitia. The autopsy photos just happened to be in the files.
They just happened to be in the files. But she still went on
She
to
didn't have to share them.
yeah.
That's bullshit.
It kind of blows me away that the uncensored photos are available for public consumption. I know open records and everything like that, which I support.
But on a minor,
That's really a tough call. What's not a tough call is condemning somebody that charges on their Patreon to see those photos. All right, here we go.
I spent time reviewing what I received so I could provide more info from the trial. I believe many of my images were already shown during the televised trial, and I saw the photos on other public YouTube channels that live streamed the trial and shared the evidence. I didn't think any of the images were new. These photos were already public, although the video I put together with the coroner's voice was my own creation. I chose to put the video on Patreon because of the sensitive nature of the evidence. Putting the evidence behind a paywall meant added security.
she is reading this.
Yeah, okay, so
She's totally reading
she is
this.
reading, and
This is
it
not
is
notes.
edited, so this is the best of the best of her efforts. And yeah, Tracy Hernandez said earlier that um, sorry, someone made a horrible comment. Yeah, somebody made a comment about Gannon's genitals, his private area, and she didn't take it down immediately. Like they're like, dude, his private parts are in these
Yeah, yeah,
photos,
yeah.
and she kept on collecting that sweet, sweet Patreon money.
And I naively thought they wouldn't be made public. The video I created with a voice from the coroner wasn't meant to be shared outside of Patreon, and I chose not to put the photos on YouTube, a public forum, where the views would have allowed me to make more money and the photos would be seen by more people. Because the video was placed behind a paywall, rumors about the images not being blurred or being different than what was shown in trial started to surface.
Right, and that's what Tracy was talking about, the rumors of the photos being, and I believe that. I mean, I don't know why people would make that up. The photos being different than what were in trial. That is to say, unedited, unblurred.
No photos shows genitalia. I have made no jokes about the photos. I don't even cuss on my channel, and I would never allow derogatory remarks about a victim.
Yeah, just because someone else showed them in trial doesn't excuse her. Right. I mean,
We're not in trial and we're not on the jury. They don't show them to everybody,
yeah.
you know.
And DA Allen did make comments about it. Like I said, this is horrible. This is awful for the true crime community. Girlfriend made national news for this, and all it's going to do is increase scrutiny on channels of all types.
Hello, we didn't even get funding for the Stout video we put together. Could
Right,
this have
yeah,
had
the
something to
Stout
do with that?
video was not deemed ad friendly, so we're not
Yeah.
making any money on that at all. And so I mean, it's just gonna it's not good for us. I don't think.
I realized my intentions were not communicated well. My channel style is sort of me hanging out with friends and speaking off the cuff, and I did not articulate my reasons or think my decision through. At this time, my Patreon website has been shut down. I am not sharing any of the photos or video anywhere, although you can see the photos published on other popular channels. Nothing you see is from me, nor will ever be. To those who have supported me and followed my channel, and to the true crime community, I'm sorry I let you down.
Oh, thank you, Renee. We appreciate that. We try to treat the victims with respect. We have dark humor,
We
and
like to make fun of the killers,
we
of course, you
love to
know.
make fun of the killers. But yeah, as you guys know, uh, this is just. I
This is
left a comment
horrifying.
on her channel too. I said something like, "As parents, we're horrified. As former subscribers, we're really disappointed." That was,
Yeah.
I don't see how she comes back from this. We'll discuss that in a little bit.
I cannot imagine the pain Gannon's family has gone through. My anger over what happened to Gannon is the reason I started following the case. I'm not this evil, heartless person like many are saying, but I'm also doing a lot of self reflecting, and I'm looking into sensitivity training. I did not want to add to the family's loss with anything I said or shared about this case. And it will be a long time before I ever trust myself or my decisions again. To Gannon's family, I have no words that can make this better. No one should have to ever go through what you guys have been through. I am so very sorry for any pain that I have caused you.
Yeah, I
Wow,
mean,
she's sorry.
she's sorry, and I don't see how she comes back from this. I mean, it's following sort of the YouTube controversy arc, which is, you do something stupid, you get called out for it, you minimize it, but then you get called out more, so you kind of make an apology, and then, you make national news. Now you got to make
A super apology.
a super apology, and it just didn't land. It just didn't land right. So,
I want to see some tears.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, turn on the cries, you know?
So Tracy said humor is healing. How else would he be able to get through all the ugly but not hateful comments? Seen the comment with my own eyes, and I was appalled. Yeah, yeah. Um, so I don't know. Do you have any more thoughts on this, Tiffy? Renee says she should be banned. I know her Patreon. I don't think that was her decision
See,
to
that's what I
terminate
was
that.
gonna
Yeah,
say. She's acting like she went and did this, took it down, like, on her own behalf, but I'm like, "No, you were shut down. There's a difference."
yeah,
You know?
and yeah, she didn't do anything until it was really,
She's only sorry because she got caught and it's hurting her.
yeah.
Now that it hurts her, she's sorry, you know?
And with that, we'll move on to
Courtney Cletti.
how many of you have heard of the OnlyFans model that killed her boyfriend? His name was Christian Obumseli, and there were times in the past where she was like the cops had to be called on them, and it looks like to me, I haven't seen all the footage, but it looks like to me he was the victim at least the vast majority of the time, and it reminds me a little bit of when Gabby Petito was so scared that Brian was going to be arrested because he'd probably give it to her later.
Uh,
Christian at one point was really scared that she was going to be arrested, and it just kind of rang like that to me. But we have a short news clip here for you, and we'll be back right after this.
A disturbing scene involving a social media model and her boyfriend. Las Vegas police responding to a fight between the two months before she stabbed him to death.
7 Shut Fox has the exclusive audio that could complicate her claims of self-defense.
Months before becoming a murder suspect,
You'll get to see a judge and they'll walk you through the process.
there was this trouble, well away from Miami. It's July 27th of 2021 in Las Vegas. Courtney Clenny is being arrested by police, accused of attacking her then boyfriend, Christian Obumseli. He's in tears upon learning Vegas cops will arrest Clenny for throwing a glass at him earlier in the night inside this messy hotel.
She threw a glass at him.
she's gotta be terrifying if that guy looks like he could take her and he's scared. She's like 50 Shades of Cray Cray.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a big dude, but he looks like the abused person to me
Oh,
in
I know,
this
he's
so
sitting there
far.
crying, you know? I mean,
So
Room, where cops later combed for clues. The couple had argued while on vacation before it got physical, and Clenny ended up in custody of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department and jailed for domestic battery.
Has she ever tried to kill you?
This body camera footage obtained by 7 News. The video, part of the prosecution's collection of evidence, ahead of a scheduled hearing Tuesday in Miami-Dade court. But there's another, more recent clip, provided only to 7. It's a March 5th recording of Clenny, taken by Obumseli, almost exactly a month before she fatally stabbed him in their Miami condo. Prosecutors say it shows Clenny had homicidal ideas regarding her boyfriend when she said this.
I'm actually not having a good day. We're actually literally want to kill.
holy moly! Sorry, we just had to stop for a second. We have finally confirmed that the mummy of Egypt, Yasser,
he's
exists.
finally joined us.
Welcome, dude. It's really good to see you. He's one of our early adopters,
Like
shall
our
we say?
first 5 or something.
Yeah, one of our first, and he always makes the shows. But in Egypt, I don't know. It's probably the middle of the morning when we do, premieres. So he hasn't made many of them. So welcome, awesome.
You, but you don't take me seriously. Baby, I'm so sorry.
On April 3rd of this year, Obumseli was stabbed by Clenny before he died at Jackson later that night. Clenny's been in jail since August awaiting trial.
She was in a struggle for her life. She defended herself. He came at her.
I want a restraining order against Christian Obumseli.
Her lawyers say she stabbed her boyfriend in self-defense and had been abused and stalked by Obumseli prior to his death. The state says she's been the violent abuser whose behavior was building toward that of a murderer.
Just watch your head, watch your step.
Sheldon Fox, today in Florida.
Clenny is expected in court today to see if she'll be granted bond.
Yeah, so this is what we're working on our next episode about, and we're Yasser says we're a very, very underrated channel. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
We'd
We
like
agree.
well, thank you for that. No, thank you seriously, but we would like to get more people seeing our show. So, hopefully we'll do a little growth spurt here. But and thank you, Tracy. Uh, yeah. So you had a remark about her, I think, when the video was playing.
What did I say? I said she had fake boobs.
Yeah, but because they were interviewing him, and
Oh, yeah, I said she must be completely terrifying if somebody of his size is actually scared of her.
yeah,
She's gotta be crazy.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you know, uh, I'll just go out on a limb and I'll tell you, Tiffy's my wife, by the way. I don't subscribe to anybody on OnlyFans,
Uh-huh.
but if I did, it would
Uh-huh.
not be Courtney Clenny,
Right.
not intentionally. Uh, so yeah, so that's we're gonna dig into that. It's a great case for us because it's got a lot. The full 4-hour interrogation. We're gonna comb through a lot of audio visual stuff,
Well,
and
what is it with the lawyer saying self-defense? I'm sorry. I mean, I've been in situations where I've had to defend myself, and I have never stabbed somebody like 87 times in the process.
yeah.
It seems like whenever a woman is committing a crime like this, they always cry self-defense, and I think rarely is that the case.
Well, Sarah Boone
She's
is
crying
claiming
self-defense
the
too.
battered spouse
Yeah,
defense,
yeah.
and we've not seen an apology video from her. By the way,
Hmm.
I would we should make one or something. This is what Sarah Boone's
Super
apology video
sorry,
would have
Judge
looked like.
Williams.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really sad, and it looks like, you know, at this point at least, that he was abused. And this one is going to I don't think this is in trial yet. So she's still locked up or out on bail. I don't think she's out on bail.
There's no way. She's no way she could have afforded that. How much does she make on
Yeah.
OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Dang, maybe.
Oh yeah, she threw the knife. Tracy Hernandez said she threw the knife, not stabbed him. I think I did hear that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she
Okay.
threw it repeatedly,
Repeatedly.
and it came back to her. And then yeah, I don't know how that happens, but
Huh.
yeah. So that's what we're working on,
It's
and
raising an eyebrow on this end, but
yeah. And thank you all for being here tonight. We really appreciate it. Had a good little crowd here. And we'd like to do more of these. So let us know what you think. Let us know if you could hear the audio okay with the clips and everything. And
yeah, this is our first time out.
let us know what the weather is like in Egypt right now, too.
It's 117 here, so
Yeah. Can you beat 117 Fahrenheit, Yasser? But yeah, thank you so much for showing up. And if you have any suggestions, questions, let us know. And like I said, we're working on our episode about Courtney Clenny, and we should do another live soon, I think.
yeah, we should. And you guys can even leave suggestions to us on topics you might want us to cover.
Yep.
It's not just up to us.
Yeah, exactly. So anytime you have something that you're really interested in, just let us know. And we've had a lot of good suggestions. Yasser, the Egyptian living. Oh, you changed your name a little bit, right? Yasser, Egypt, living mummy says she is really grown in age. Jail breaks the unbreakable. And I think,
You mean she gained weight or?
yeah, Sarah. I think he's talking about Sarah. She
Yeah.
has weathered a little bit, but it's been a couple years.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I would look like in jail.
She's probably on a healthier diet right now.
On a diet.
Yeah. Tracy Hernandez says she let him bleed out. Horrible. And you're welcome. I love your channel. Thank you, Tracy. And Renee wishes us a good night, and that's a good time to say good night to y'all.
All right. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for coming.
All right. Let the darkness come alive. We will see you next time. Love ya.